I noticed one of the phrases I read on your website was, in the bio that you sent through, was tapping into executives or CEOs' tribes or their extended networks, um, and and then so I'm just about that because that's hard to scale, isn't it?
It can be.
Yeah,
It can be. And I think that, and to give a little bit of background, and then I can get into tactically, how we're scaling these campaigns out. Um, in the early days, the early years of the company, I think we were doing what most people are doing when it comes to outbound sales, whether it's through a lead generation company or people doing it in-house. And that kind of looks like, hey, I'm going to buy a list or build a list of the people I want to contact, whether that's a CMO or whoever you're going after, and then essentially run sales campaigns to them, maybe do drip sequences, maybe you're retargeting them and doing all these things. I think that what's happened, and it's accelerated recently, but it was already in the works, is that we've essentially reached a very, very high point of market sophistication or skepticism about marketing services, right? And it's not just marketing services. It's most businesses that aren't brand new tech products. Like most businesses that are service-based that you can do from a laptop from anywhere are becoming, the perception is that they're commoditized. And even if they're not commoditized, there's a lot of mistrust about them. So the scarce commodity has become trust. And there's a whole lot about this. There's a great author I love named Gene Schwartz that talks about the
yeah,
stages of market sophistication. And I think that for marketing services, and there's exceptions to this, there could be something new, like, hey, we do TikTok marketing or whatever, and that becomes new, but then it becomes old very quickly because
yeah.
of the internet. So I know I'm giving you a really roundabout answer.
That's good.
But anyway, what we figured out is that, okay, and Gene Schwartz wrote all about this stuff in the 60s, and it's just as true today as it is then. And what he writes about is in this fifth stage of marketing sophistication, where you have the most aware buyers, the thing that works is identifying with them, right? Is building connections to them. And this segues perfectly with like Simon Sinek and all these other gurus that have written about identifying with your customers. So all we've sort of figured out how to do is to do this from this weird little world of outbound sales. So back to the scale question. Again, I think what most people are doing is backloading the work, right? You're going to spend not that much time buying a list, whoever you want to target, CMO of companies between X and Y size in this and that industry. And then so there's not a lot of work going into list building. All the work goes into building the drip sequence, right? Doing A/B tests, figuring out the perfect message to market match, and all these things. The way that we think about it differently, and the way that we're able to get scale is instead of going for that golden decision maker, we're identifying the accounts. That's important. So you want to figure out what accounts our clients want to sell to. But then we're identifying the people that share commonalities with our clients and are more likely to connect with our clients based on that commonality. So for example, it could be friends in common. That tends to work really well. That's the thing as old as time. Hey, I saw Bob Smith. I know Bob Smith too. That's definitely a common thing, but it doesn't have to be that. Other campaigns that we do might include, hey, I saw you used to work at Coca-Cola. Now you're at Pepsi. We've done tons of great projects for Coca-Cola. We should connect. And there's probably another dozen or 24 ideas that we've implemented, and we're constantly coming up with new stuff. But there's a lot of these ideas, and even if people never hire us, they're out there listening. I think that if you start thinking about identifying those people that are likely to talk to you based on a commonality, it doesn't have to be anything weird, but just something, and prioritizing them, then you're going to get a whole lot more relationships in the right accounts, and you're going to move your sales process forward faster. There are ways to do that at scale. So that's kind of how we think about it inside.